Did you know in BrownDust 2, one of the hottest characters is Yuri? Here's a fun fact. She's actually. There are a lot of gacha games, and look, I understand you might not have the time or patience to try them all. So I'm gonna give you a rundown on all of them, at least the ones I recommend. I'll even throw in a fair few honorable mentions for you. I'll also be talking about the community. Genshin Impact is my top recommendation. It doesn't need to be explained why. It's a Hoyoverse game, it's of a different quality and a extremely high one at that. The community, pretty bad, but the community, pretty bad, not gonna lie. But the amount of resources you have access to from Enka.network, Akasha CV, Kaching mains, all of the guide makers, you have so much available here. It's the easiest to get started on, but we're gonna skip through this one because you've all heard of it. Do you like fan service? Do you enjoy immense amounts of ass? Do you happen to be an individual with a lot of free time? Well, if I got the game for you, Snowbreak Containment Zone. Do I like the new designs? Absolutely not. But there's fan service? It's 3D. You can use guns. You can cosplay as a regal American. And there's even skins. Are they good? It's 50-50. Honestly, I like videos. But what about the gameplay? Well, let me tell you. It depends. See, Snowbreak is a lovely game that really boils down into 3 or even 2 distinct playstyles. If you're the lovely owner of Cherno right here, this is your gameplay. E, and you basically win. Or just shoot a couple times when you have DOT. That's right, the only DOT character in the game ignores 90% of game mechanics. Look at that AoE. Look at the numbers. Don't get me wrong, occasionally you'll have to use the rare button of holding down your skill button or just shooting them twice. And that's it. That's the stage. That's the gameplay of Cherno. But I know that might not be enticing for you. So what if you don't have Cherno? What if you didn't start when her banner was out, like I recommended in my previous video? Well, then you're stuck with standard characters or non-Cherno characters. These individuals actually care about their gun. Oh my god, it's like it's a shooter game. They have skills. They have other uses to their kit and synergies. So that's it, a 50-50 gameplay. Either you're doing the gameplay and it's difficult because you have, non-Cherno characters and need to use the mechanics of the game, or it's easy, brain dead easy. There is no in between. But why should you even play this game? Well, watch my video on it if you want full coverage, but anniversary's coming up. You can't, under a technicality, R5 weapons because realistically you only need 1 copy and then you can slowly decompose your other 5-star weapons into an R2 variant, which is the equivalent of R5. And you can earn their constellations, their dupes, additional copies over time, each day, so long as you play. But what about the community? It's 50-50, it kind of depends. If you like fan service and like large boobs, you're going to love them. If you don't like fan service, good luck. BrownDust 2, it's good. The fan service, high quality. The gameplay, pretty fun. The music, a banger at all times. The content I've made, it's okay. BrownDust 2 has an Annie coming up in about 5 days from the time I'm recording this video. On the 20th specifically. But if you start now, whenever the time period is, you can get Roxy and Eris. This being Eris, this being the free version. This being Roxy, this being the free version. That's right, do you want to increase the certification of your characters? Pull their alts. The alts are called costumes. Since these are a collab characters, these won't be coming back. I say start now immediately. Reroll if necessary. The community, it's pretty good, I'd say. You want to add me? Here's the UID. The gacha, not too bad, not too bad. It's like Blue Archive. You need 200 to exchange for the character. Once the character's banner ends up, this will be converted into Powder of Hope. What is Powder of Hope? Well, I'm glad you asked. You can use it to buy costumes, or rank up stuff, or just gold. You also have golden threads. This is your stardust that you get when the character is maxed out, but you've got an additional copy of them. You can buy a rank up for any costume you already have, except for the limited ones. You can buy pulls for exclusive banners. Or you can buy Tears of Goddesses, which if you're a Genshin player, this is the equivalent to your crowns. You actually need these to max out the bonds of a character. Building a unit, it looks like this. You're going to be crafting the gear. You're going to be re-rolling for good substats. Crit rate, attack percentage, crit damage, the usual. Magic attack too for your mages. Each costume comes with their own bonding stat. Attack and fire damage for the cat Eris, or just crit damage and attack for the esteemed adventurer. Pick carefully because you only bonded with one at a time. Exclusive gears. You can pick them up over time, except for the individuals who have limited ones like Eris as a collab unit here. Additional dupes. Sometimes they provide pretty decent increases. Examples being Crit damage increases for Raphithia. Raphithia? One of those. I'd say I recommend the game. It gives you like 40 pulls when you start out with, and for every time there's a banner like this that is under a technicality and event, anytime you get them, you get a 10 pull. That includes additional copies. As you can see here, my characters are 5, or the equivalent of +5, i.e. 5 dupes. That means I've gotten all of the pulls. There's events, PvP, PvE, a big old boss challenge, a bunch of different content packs, your main story, and future event packs, i.e. the summer ones, which will be rerunning very soon. Honorable mention to Honkai Star Rail. Do you like combat, but do you want it to be shorter than Wuthering Waves' requirements without immediately destroying your device? Then I recommend Aether Gazer. It doesn't have a PC port. It's the worst thing about it. I'd say just try the game out. It's actually pretty fun. I would show gameplay here, but honestly, it is the worst thing you've ever seen when it's on PC, specifically on an emulator. Please just wait for a PC client or play it on mobile yourself.